Ever met someone who's crazy smart and still made a decision so bad you couldn't believe it? Maybe it was a CEO tanking $1 billion company. Maybe it was your friend, the straight-A genius, making a total mess of their life. Maybe it was you. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Being smart doesn't mean you always make smart decisions. In fact, sometimes it makes you worse at it. First, you need to know, intelligence isn't wisdom. Being good at math, trivia, coding, and exams, that's intelligence. Wisdom is different. Wisdom is surviving messy, complicated real life without blowing yourself up. You can be a 160 IQ super genius and still completely screw up your finances, relationships, or career. Because smart people don't always think better. They just think faster, which means they can speedrun themselves straight into disaster. And guess what's helping? Cognitive biases. Your brain is full of invisible mental traps. They don't go away just because you're smart. If anything, they get stronger. Here are 3 of the nastiest ones. Confirmation bias. You believe something, so you only look for proof you're right and ignore everything that says you're wrong. And smart people, they're experts at cherry-picking facts to defend whatever they already believe. Overconfidence bias. The smarter you are, the more you think you've got it figured out. You start trusting your gut a little too much, until you wake up one day wondering how you just lost a fortune or your dream job. Sunk cost fallacy. You've already poured time, money, and effort into something, so you stay, even when it's obviously sinking. Smart people are great at building complicated stories about why they have to stick with a bad idea. They're just better at lying to themselves. The bottom line? Your brain isn't flawless just because you're smart. It's just better at hiding the flaws. And there's another trap smart people fall into: overcomplicating everything. You think more information equals better decisions. So you keep collecting data, reading reports, analyzing every possible outcome, until you're drowning in info and can't move at all. It's called analysis paralysis, and it's deadly. Sometimes the best decision isn't complicated. Sometimes it's the obvious one staring you in the face. But smart people, they don't trust simple answers because simple feels too easy. And here's the final kicker. Smart people love to say they're logical, but 99% of the time it's their emotions driving the bus. Fear, pride, greed, lust, jealousy, hope. Even if you think you're being logical, underneath it all, you're chasing feelings. A genius investor can lose millions out of greed. A brilliant lawyer can burn down a career out of pride. Your brain hates being wrong. It'll bend reality to protect your ego, and it'll lead you off a cliff, smiling the whole way down. So if being smart doesn't save you, what actually works? Here's your survival kit. Slow down. Seriously. If it's not a house on fire, you don't need to rush. Give your brain time to cool off before deciding. Get outside feedback. Find people who aren't emotionally tied to your decision. Smart doesn't mean solo. You can be brilliant and still blind. Assume you're biased. Don't trust your first instincts. Ask yourself, am I seeing the truth or just what I want to see? Simplify. Strip away the noise. If the core question is simple, keep it simple. More charts and graphs won't save a bad idea. Manage your emotions first. If you're angry, scared, hyped up, you're not in decision-making mode. You're in survival mode. Step back, breathe, then decide. You can't delete your biases. You can't delete your emotions, but you can learn to work around them. That's real power. Because at the end of the day, being smart isn't what makes you win. Self-awareness beats IQ. Humility beats pride. Action beats overthinking. So next time you're stuck on a decision, don't just ask, am I smart enough to figure this out? Ask, am I honest enough with myself to see the truth? That's real genius. And it's way rarer than you think. Subscribe for smarter thinking, sharper decisions, and a better life. See you next time.